Dijonai Carrington took some wild shots at Caitlin Clark, her fan base, and pretty much everybody on Twitter that supports CCFC.
The WNBA landscape just transformed unexpectedly because Dijonai Carrington finally addressed that notorious eye poke that had sports fans demanding accountability. Following months of embracing her role as the primary antagonist and enjoying the turmoil, she sat for a high-stakes interview where her defensive walls finally collapsed. This is more than a simple sports clip. It is a significant, emotional moment, making everyone wonder if we have been too judgmental or if this is just a clever public relations stunt.
Eye poker. Dijonai Carrington slipped through the cracks with a secret interview, man. Now, this interview went down about 2 weeks ago. Now, in this interview, she talks about CCFC. She talks about the fan base. Now, we know Dijonai Carrington, from the outside looking in, is not a very nice person. Now, I don't know her personally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys don't, but some of the things that she has been doing and saying kind of don't really look right. So that's why I'm assuming she's probably not a nice person. Now, with that being said, she definitely isn't a big fan of Caitlin Clark. She falls in the criteria of like the Asia Wilsons, the Angel Reeses, and pretty much the Cheryl Suits of the world.
Do you believe Carrington is actually being genuine with her emotions? Or is this a tactical move to silence the aggressive online critics? Share your perspective in the comments below.
The Underground Lounge. I believe this is Lou Williams here. But guys, you got to check this out. Let's play it right now.
So we find ourselves once again in the center of the controversy because Dijonai Carrington decided to share her perspective on the Underground Lounge podcast. For those not tracking every digital post and sideline clash, Dijonai has essentially been the leader of the anti-Caitlin Clark movement for quite some time. She fits right into the group with Aja Wilson and Angel Reese, who seem to find satisfaction in playing the rival. Period. 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 Period.
A very, very specific one.
Yeah. You think that was helpful to the game, or was it harmful? Because the league need eyes.
Both.
It need promotion. Like
Right.
I always said, like when it comes to the WNBA, when it comes to the W, I used to say, man, y'all need personalities. Y'all need more marketing, more media. And I was like the guys, people care about what y'all doing off the court. I think y'all doing a really good job of that. But then it brought so much other attention when other popular players got into the league. Like it brought something that shit was.
It was like nasty energy.
Yeah.
Like hateful.
However, this discussion with Lou Williams was a complete departure from the norm. It began with typical athlete banter about pre-game routines and avoiding lotions to stay fresh during the performance. Seriously, who knew being ashy backstage was the key to elite defensive play? Yet once the small talk ended, the conversation became serious very fast. The basketball world has been fixated on that specific playoff moment where Dijonai's fingernails accidentally met Caitlin's eye. Back then, she dismissed it with laughter. She joked about it on social platforms and told fans to deal with it. But on this couch, her attitude shifted completely.
Because we only see what you respond to, but you dealing with that shit all day long.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us are, and it's like you try to not, focus on it or whatever, but it be under your pictures, not even just like DMs where you have to go searching for it. It be out there in the open, posts, YouTube. Like my parents be sending me videos of people making up stuff that happened. No, like if it didn't come from me, it's not real. But
you hold your own though.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I be like, show your face. Let's talk about it. And they never want to.
No, they won't.
As soon as you respond, they crickets or their page is deactivated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or they just screenshot it and then post it on another social media. She responded to it.
Yeah.
Truly hateful, she began discussing the negative atmosphere directed her way, labeling it as loathsome and appalling. It is ironic that the person who frequently sparks the fire is now complaining about the smoke. She detailed how her family members are seeing clips from influencers who are allegedly fabricating stories about her life. She addressed the lens with visible tears, trying to clarify that if she didn't say it herself, it isn't factual. It was a rare display of openness from an athlete who usually treats the hardwood like a war zone. She acknowledged the league required the attention and publicity brought by the new audience, but described it as a double-edged sword that hurt her more than she anticipated. She truly targeted the digital critics and influencers who hide behind faceless accounts. She was essentially pleading for people to show their identities if they intended to criticize her. And frankly, I have to agree with her there. Many in that audience act very courageous from behind a screen, but would never dare say anything to her face. Indeed, she asserted that once she engages with a critic, their account often goes silent or they quit the platform entirely. It is a standard situation of a provoker feeling like a target because the digital world lacks a moderator. She even attempted to dismiss the hostility by suggesting it's mainly just men who don't know how to express interest. That is a daring tactic, telling those who dislike you that they secretly admire you. It is ultimate sarcasm, proving that even in her emotional state, she maintains that sharp edge. But we must consider if this counts as a genuine apology. She didn't explicitly say she was sorry for the physical incident on the court. It felt more like a general regret for the toxic environment and a request for the hostility to end. She is discovering that maintaining a villainous persona is draining. You can only play the bad guy for so long before the pressure from millions of angry followers starts to become overwhelming. Consider the alternative view. Caitlin Clark has remained completely silent. As per her usual style, she is simply living, playing, and letting her supporters handle the social media battles. That lack of response is likely what frustrates Dijonai the most. When you are desperate for a reaction, and the person you are targeting won't even acknowledge you, it makes your tough image seem a bit needy. The WNBA is entering a strange phase, where veteran players feel displaced in their own league by a new wave of fans focused on a single player. Dijonai is clearly struggling with this shift. She desires the fame, the marketing opportunities, and the financial gain, but she rejects the scrutiny that follows. She mentioned the league's history and titles, acting as if she is the guardian of the sport's heritage. But the truth is, the physical foul is what sticks in people's minds. You can talk about pre-game habits forever, but once you target the league star, you become a target yourself. This interview was a calculated effort to change the narrative. By showing emotion, she hopes to appear more human. She wants observers to see her as a person, not just a physical player with a dirty reputation. However, the issue is, she has spent so much time being witty and sharp on Twitter that people question her authenticity. One day, she mocks the star's gameplay, and the next, she is crying because of social media comments. You cannot have the best of both worlds. If you choose the villain path, you need thick skin. If you want sympathy, you have to stop the physical antics. A commentator hit the nail on the head, noting the league struggles to progress because athletes are set in their ways. They are so distracted by personal feuds and online gossip that the actual talent gets overshadowed. Dijonai is a talented athlete, but her reputation is being defined by her behavior rather than her performance. This attempt at a comeback might be too late to change minds. The core fan base is loyal and has a long memory. They remember the laughter and the dismissive attitude, and a few tears on a stream might not fix that. The most fascinating part was her framing the new fans as damaging to the sport. She admitted the league needed the boost, but kept returning to the toxic environment. It is a strange perspective from someone accused of being one of the most aggressive players. It seems like she is blaming the audience for the climate she helped foster. If you behave a certain way online and on the court, you will attract that same frequency. You cannot be an online instigator and then get upset when people push back. Ultimately, this interview was Dijonai's attempt to reclaim her story. She is fed up with the videos, the messages, and her family's concern. But until she demonstrates real respect for the athletes driving the league's growth, she will continue to face this hostility. Caitlin Clark and her supporters aren't going anywhere. If Dijonai wants a fresh start, it will take more than a podcast session. She needs to change her conduct both on and off the hardwood. The tension between these two is a goldmine for influencers, even if Dijonai hates it. It is the classic protagonist versus antagonist arc. And now the antagonist is trying to claim she is actually the good guy. Whether you trust her depends on how much you believe those emotions. Is she truly remorseful? Or is she just regretful that she became the target of the most influential fan group in the sport? Only time will reveal if this significant apology matters, or if it is just another part of the WNBA's longest-running feud. We are seeing a league evolve in real time, and it is messy. It is full of small arguments, physical play, and emotional outbursts. Dijonai Carrington is a key part of that chaos, and she is finally feeling the consequences. She can criticize the digital audience all she wants, but the fans are the ones sustaining the business. If she wants progress, she must realize the energy she hates is often a reflection of her own. It is a difficult lesson to learn on a global stage. So what is next for Dijonai? Does she return to her physical play style in the next matchup? Or does this moment lead to a new version of her? The WNBA needs characters, but it also needs maturity. If she can be a fierce defender without the petty remarks and physical fouls, she might win over the people she currently fears. For now, we only have a podcast and lingering questions. The drama is far from finished, and I am certain Caitlin Clark is just watching silently. It is a strategic game, and currently, Dijonai is making desperate plays. Looking back at the season, that playoff moment was a major shift. It was more than a foul. It symbolized the clash between old standards and new stars. Dijonai's emotions might show that the pressure is getting too high for players. They wanted the spotlight, but now that it's here, they find it much more intense than they imagined. It is easy to be a provocateur when no one is looking, but the game changes when the world is watching. Dijonai tried to close the gap by talking about her family and feelings, but still took shots at the viewers. That inner conflict is why she is so divisive. She wants affection, but thrives on conflict. She wants status, but struggles to give honor. This cycle won't end until she stops the off-court games. Until then, we will keep observing and waiting for the next meeting. At the end of the day, the real story is told on the court. The WNBA thrives on drama, but it is better when players take accountability for their actions. Dijonai is attempting to do that now, even if she seems uncertain. We will see if the online fans forgive her or if the pressure increases. One thing is certain, the league star is not worried about this, and neither should we. We are just here for the journey. Whether you see Dijonai Carrington as a misunderstood star or a tactical villain, This discussion added a new chapter. She finally admitted the stress is affecting her, which is a significant admission. Now the ball is in her court. She can grow from this, or go back to her old ways when the spotlight fades. Either way, the fanbase and the creators will be watching, and the tension will remain as long as the negativity continues. It is the WNBA's new reality, and Dijonai is right in the center of the storm. I want your honest thoughts because this is a lot to take in. Was she crying because she felt bad about the foul? Or because the internet has been relentless? Let's discuss it in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if the drama is too much, and subscribe for more deep dives into the WNBA. I am out of here. Peace.